Hi, Nicole Marie Finch here. Thank you so much for tuning in to my health and mindset blog. Today's video, I'm going to talk about this corporate conundrum, as I'm calling it, because I've had a really interesting experience lately with my new job. And it's very similar-ish to a job I've had in the past that just totally wore me down. And this time around, I decided I wanted to do something different. I wanted it to feel different and to be different. And I kind of gave it a different way of looking at it, and it's been working out really great. I feel less stressed by it and less consumed by it, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts on that because I think a lot of us who maybe have a job that it's a job. Maybe we like the work, but we still maybe have a moment of like, okay, it's Monday, we have this job, and maybe you're someone who you've got your job that pays, you've got your passion job on the side and in your craftiness, whatever it might be. Maybe you do have a job that you like, but you just need to give yourself a little more work-life balance so that doesn't totally consume your life. And I won't say that I found the answer by any means, but I did, as I noticed going through the past few months and working at this new job, a few things that I've been doing differently and intentionally to create a sort of space where I feel accomplished at the end of my day at work. I don't totally dread going to work. I get through the day and find ways that feel satisfaction and maybe joy even in the work, and then still have time and energy to devote to my family, to my passion job, to this blog, to my book, all those things. And, I think one of the things is that in the past, I was doing it more for maybe somebody else. I was performing more for maybe look good. I'm the successful corporate woman, woo! But I'm certainly more reconnected with myself now, and now I can do things my way. I'm not trying to live up some other standards. I'm not trying to fit some norm. I can do things my way. And that has some power for sure. And as I mentioned in other videos, it took time to get to that place to figure out who is me. That doesn't make sense, who is me, and what does encompass me. And it took some time to peel back the layers that had been built around me from society trying to fit in, to figure out who I am and just be kind of cool with that. I'm like, well, then that's not going to be great for everybody, but it's great for me. And so now I approach my work with a different kind of focus. I'm focused on, I like to have fun, so I'm focused on finding fun in it. People might stress about work and complain about things, and I now add that twist. I say, well, actually, think about this side, the bright side. And in kind of a funny way, not like an annoying, like, oh my gosh, okay, girl, we get it. But I approach things in a different way. Someone wants me to write an email in a certain way, and I'm like, well, I'm going to add, my twist to it. Someone was telling me, you really don't, your job is just this. You don't have to do all the extra work. And I'm like, you know what? I want to, because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm contributing and help people to feel, I want to help people to feel good. And I can just do that. And I can approach it like a game almost. I'm, approaching it with more fun, with humor, with curiosity. I think curiosity is one of the coolest things that's really helped me, because rather than get stressed or annoyed by something, I kind of approach it with curiosity. Why is the person acting that way? Why is this issue popping up? And it's kind of like a scavenger hunt game. I'm trying to find the fun in the chaos, right? So being able to do that, I think, has given me a different approach to it. And not every day is perfect by any means, but by having that different kind of perspective and outlook on it, it absolutely has already been helping me to feel a little bit more joy and fun in it. And, having my passion job on the side too, I think also helps, because it helps build me up and give me that energy, because I know that what I'm doing is able to I'm contributing to the world in a way that I feel really good about, and that sense of purpose I feel helps to carry over into my job. You can have both. You can have one foot here, one foot there in your corporate job, as well as with your passion job or whatever that creative hobby or project, whatever that thing might be. And there can be ways that they kind of help each other. And it's not about giving yourself up. It's about being yourself all the ways. And I find that having that something else, something for myself is so important. Because if you get stuck in like, this is it, this is my job, this is it, this is my life, versus I'm working towards something, I'm building something over here and I'm excited about it, even if it's just like, painting or something, or scrapbooking, something that kind of gets you feeling like this is fun to me. I feel like that energy has flowed through into my corporate job, and I don't necessarily feel so attached to like rocketing to the top of this company. Because in the past, I was always working to try to get promoted, next thing, versus now I have this other thing, going on, and I'm really excited about that. And so I'm not as stressed about trying to climb the ladder as fast as I can. Of course, I'm still working hard, doing the best I can, but it's a different sort of connection there, if that makes sense. The other thing is, I bring my A game in focused spurts. So I'm not trying to be all the things, all the people going around all the time, but I'm trying to be focused. When I'm at work, I'm at work. I'm not thinking about my business, my little side project. I'm at work, and I have focused spurts. I make time for lunch. I make time for quick breaks. I make leaving time to go to the bar classes that I love a priority. In fact, in the beginning of the day, I set my end time. Okay, today I'm going to be done. I'm leaving at 5:30. No ifs, ands, or buts. Or I have to leave by 4:15 to get to my bar class. No ifs, ands, or buts. If I have to start a little bit earlier in that day, fine. Maybe work through my lunch break, fine. But I kind of set that boundary there. I think that's so important to set those boundaries because, like, for the most part, that's what I'm doing. Like, if I respond in the morning versus that evening, it's not going to be a big difference. And you have to set that alignment and set those boundaries and barriers for yourself. Otherwise, people are going to be happy to take all your time. People are going to be happy to just push those barriers away. So you've got to set them, and you got to be strong about them because it's so important. It's not going to be, you have to choose your priorities, not let someone else choose yours. So I determine, what do I need to get done today? And I color code. I'm all about the color coding now, which I hadn't really done before. But this way I can really start to focus on help with those priorities and know what I really need to work on through the day. And, sometimes I do have to stop myself from working on something. I'm in the middle of doing something. It's, 5:28. I said I was gonna be done at 5:30. It's tempting. I really just want to finish. I had this, I really want to just be done, so I can cross it off the to-do list, right? But sometimes I have to have that moment and talk with myself where, you know what? This does not really have to be done right now. It can be done tomorrow. That's going to be fine too. And I have to have that little pep talk with myself, like, nope, you're done. Because I'm leaving at 5:30. And it's not always easy, but those boundaries are so, so important. And speaking of the boundaries, when I'm taking a break, I'm taking a break. I'm not looking at my work emails, I'm taking a break. But when I'm working, I'm working. I have to say, my battery on my phone has been lasting so much longer throughout the day. I tried doing this because I'm not randomly scrolling, at certain random times. I'm focused. And it makes a big difference because my brain's not going all over the place. It's not like a ping pong ball going everywhere trying to catch up with all the things. I'm focused on one thing at a time, and it's helped me to feel more centered, and I feel more productive and then more accomplished at the end of the day because I don't feel like I was like crazy everywhere all at once, but I was able to focus. And some jobs, this is harder to do, but I absolutely believe that it is possible if you set those boundaries and put yourself first, not others and their priorities. The thing I do try to do too is that I try to think about my answers first. In the past, someone would ask me a question and I would want to look smart. I want to look like intelligent, and so I'd want to answer, and so I would stumble over my words and stress out about that and be like, oh gosh. But I take time out. I said, I am okay saying, I don't know the answer, but I'll look into that for you. I could never say that before. I hated saying I don't know. But now I'm like, you know what? I don't know. And that's okay. You know what? They don't know either. They asked me the question. And I don't have to know all of the things. That's the other thing too. We don't have to know all the things in our head at all times. It is okay to say to somebody, I don't know right now, I'll get back to you. Or if you get an email from someone that you can't respond to right away, you have to take some time to get the answer, you can just let them know, hey, I got your email and look into it for you. There. Now you don't have to be scrambling. Because sometimes what happens, I feel like an email comes up and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta figure out the answer to that question. It's gonna take some time. I better start working on it right away. But you can buy yourself some time if you just say, hey, I got your email, I'm gonna look into it for you. And then you're like, okay, whew, now I can finish the other project that I have and get back to that later. You know, it's so these little tips and tricks that help to create that boundaries between you and your work, and then having that other purpose that you're working towards, or having that something fun and crafty and something that lights you up to do on the side, I think is really important so that you can have the well-roundedness on both sides of that. You know, and you can be more present in both spaces because you know your day's going to end at 5:30 or whatever it is, and you're going to have that time, that creative time. It really helps that you are following your own standards and your own goals of being number one in your life, not number one somebody else's rule book, because it really does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Just try being the number one you. You come first, and that's going to really help you to, if you got one foot in the corporate world, one foot in the other world, to find that balance. So that's my takeaway, at least of this corporate conundrum, as I'm calling it. And hopefully that helps you in some way. If you have some experience of yourself, share, and I will certainly keep you all updated as this continues to kind of see, because I'm kind of testing it a little bit, it's my test zone to see how can we find fun in the chaos at work, which is not always an easy thing to do. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know life is chaos. Let's have fun with it.